Alright, this evening I'm making some authentic carbonara, and it only takes a few ingredients. We have guanciale, which is cured pig cheek, pecorino cheese, similar to Parmesan but has a strong, unique flavor, eggs, pasta, and black pepper. It's super simple. I'm going to start off, well, right now I've got my water heating up. I need it to get to boil, obviously, to cook the pasta, but I'm going to cut the guanciale into tiny kind of strips. And guanciale is extremely delicious. You can say it's a little similar to bacon or pancetta, but it's got its own thing going on. It's a very nice flavor. And I don't know if I said this already. This is a Roman pasta dish. It's a very classic Roman ingredient, guanciale. It's hard to find this in the U.S., at least in Cleveland, Ohio, where I am living here. And all right, basically, I've got this size. I'm going to cut them almost into little cubes. Some people cut them into longer strips, bigger strips. It doesn't really matter. It's all what your personal preference is. All right, and I'm going to throw these into a pan with no oil. I've just got my cast iron pan right here. There's no oil in this, and there's no heat on it yet. I'm going to turn the heat on, and it's a small burner. Oh my gosh. My burner isn't lighting, so that's quite a fail. I'm going to set this toothpick on fire. See that? I'm gonna set that on fire. This is probably dangerous. Maybe don't do it at home, but all right. Now I've got my burner on. Extinguish that. I've got my burner on. This is gonna slowly heat up. It's gonna render the fat out of the guanciale, and then it's gonna cook in its own fat. So that's what we're going for here. I can just really let this sit, heat up, and start to render. Just want to make sure everything's actually touching the pan and not like sticking together. All right. Cool. I'll just let that sit for a minute. All right, and I forgot to check how long this pasta needs to cook. Let's see here. 7 minutes. This is just regular pasta, spaghetti noodles. Regular spaghetti noodles. Nothing super fancy. Just gonna put my guanciale away. Next, I'm gonna start preparing the sauce as this guanciale cooks. And we want the guanciale to be pretty crispy, not like as crispy bacon. We want it crispy on the outside and still quite succulent on the inside. It's kind of how I like it. All right. Carbonara sauce is made with basically just egg and cheese. I'm only going to use the egg yolks and keep the whites separate. I'm just gonna make like an egg white omelet a little later. Well, that's not actually what I wanted to do. I wanted to just get the yolk. Let's see if I can. Oh my gosh. Fail. Alright, that's kind of got it. Alright. Cool. Boom. All right, let's try this again. Here's a lesson in removing a yolk from an egg. Just gonna kind of go back and forth in between the shell and let the white kind of roll off into this bowl. I'll just get the yolk in there. And my hands are getting eggy fast. Last one. Woo! That's a hard crack. Let the white fall into the bowl. Get the yolk kind of going back and forth between the shells. Boom, it's 3 egg yolks. All right, I can hear the guanciale really starting to cook. It's definitely rendered some fat, and it smells incredible. If you've never had or cooked guanciale before, I'm serious. It smells incredible. I love the smell. And if you've been to Italy, if you've been to Rome, if you start cooking this in your house, I mean, for me, it smells like I'm back in Rome. It's quite something. All right. Let it cook slowly. All right, we got our egg base, and now we need a ton of pecorino cheese. Grate it pretty finely into here, and you want a lot of it. This is going to provide all the salt for the dish. Pecorino cheese is very salty, and it's going to just create such a nice velvety, flavorful, delicious sauce. We're gonna want even more than that, but that's a good start. And I'm just gonna check on this water to see if it's boiling yet. It's not boiling yet. And how is the guanciale doing? We'll just keep kind of flipping it around a little bit when we can, just to make sure it's cooking kind of evenly all around on both sides, getting crispy on all sides. Man, it smells so good. Water's boiling. Water is boiling. 5 o'clock alarm. Let's get this off. Pasta in. Timer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna fold our noodles in. I think I say this every time I make a video. Water boils faster when you use the hottest water out of your sink that you can get in the pot, and then you put the lid on. I promise you. Maybe I'll do an experiment sometime to actually show that. I'm going to put this lid on for a second to actually get that water boiling back up to a boil. I like to mix around the pasta a little bit as it starts to prevent the noodles from sticking together. It sucks when the noodles stick together. Alright. These are starting to look pretty good and crispy. We kind of want everything to come together around the same time. So we want the pasta to stop cooking around the same time that the guanciale is done cooking. We want to have our sauce ready to go. So everything comes together pretty quickly, and then it's kind of like a race to get eating right away. Beautiful. All right, more cheese, people. More cheese. get this huge block of cheese, pecorino from Costco. It's some good stuff. All right, that seems like enough to me, which means I probably need a bit more. A good rule of thumb is if you feel like you have too much cheese, that's probably the perfect amount. If you feel like you have enough, you're probably wrong. Okay, getting tired. It's a good workout. It's a solid workout. All right, get a little pepper in here. I'm also gonna put a little pepper here. Not too much. They're already like covered in pepper. Oof, I forgot. I forgot to mix these things. I told you guys what I like to do, and I didn't do it. Make sure these aren't sticking together in here. There's definitely a couple pieces sticking together. That's super annoying to me. I should have been in there a minute sooner. All right. Well, now that I've mixed it, they're probably good to go. They're gonna just kind of dance around in there and mix themselves. How are we doing? How you guys doing? Ooh, yeah. They're getting really crispy. Probably like 2 more minutes on these guanciale. Ooh. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Beautiful. Alright, 4 minutes left on the pasta. I'm gonna give this egg mixture a little mix with the Parmesan. Get everything kind of incorporated together. Alright, cool, looking good. I'm also gonna get a little bit of this pasta water. A tiny bit of this pasta water. There's gonna be some starch in there, and the starch in the pasta water can help to start bringing together the sauce a little bit. Right now the sauce looks chunky. We can kind of loosen it up with the water, and the starch will also help emulsify that cheese. And emulsifying the cheese just means, it's not gonna be chunky anymore. It's gonna melt together. Sauce is looking good. One more tiny spoonful of starchy water. I'm gonna turn the heat off on the guanciale. I think it's probably good. A little more starchy pasta water. I'm just gonna cool it down a little bit by blowing on it, because we don't want it to like cook the eggs or cook the cheese. So we don't want it too hot. We just want to get some water in there to loosen it up, and some starch to kind of bring the cheese together into a more creamy sauce. All right. We also want a little bit of the guanciale grease in there. And since this pan had no oil in it, this is pure This is pure guanciale grease. This is, some people would say, liquid gold. I dare say they're right. Same thing here. This oil is probably still gonna be a little bit hot, so I'm just gonna let it cool down in this little spoon for a second before getting it in with this saucer. Alright, time to turn that heat off and get this mixing. Alright. Use the tongs to get the pasta in. Or start mixing right away. If you don't start mixing right away, you're not going to get that sauce to the right consistency. Sorry, let me get this timer off, driving everybody crazy. Alright. Yes. So I can tell you right now, I kind of think the eggs scrambled a little bit, which I do have happen to me here and there. I think the eggs scrambled a bit, and cheese, I don't know. I don't think this sauce came together quite perfectly, let's say. Not quite perfectly, but you know what? You live and you learn. Alright, here we go. Just gonna get plates out. How about some bowls? We're sort of low on plates. Get some bowls. Boom. Boom. More. This one. Sort that out. Yeah, I kind of screwed this up, people. Take note. I screwed this up. It's still gonna taste good, but it's not really the creaminess consistency that you want. I don't know. I think what I should have done is prepared the carbonara sauce in a different bowl and then get the pasta into the big bowl first and then add the carbonara creamy cheesy egg sauce and immediately start mixing, because I had the sauce in there first. The pasta had too much time to kind of heat up. The pasta had too much time to heat up that sauce and cook those eggs and like scramble them instead of slowly cooking them into the sauce. So messed up there. That's okay. You live and you learn. All right, and I need to get some of the actual carbonara in there. I mean, yeah, guanciale in there. Boom. 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 All right. Let's see. See how we're tasting. A little guanciale, a little pasta. It's still incredibly flavorful and tasty, but I didn't quite get the velvety, saucy texture that I wanted. So, live and you learn. Try this yourself. Watch other videos so you can do it better than I did it.